Hi, welcome to session 6. Wow, halfway there. That's incredible. How do you feel? What's going well? Um, let's see. First, sorry about the lighting. I have this giant window in the back and it's just like giving off some really harsh light. I moved my desk, so trying to work with that. So I know it's a little bit dark. We are going to be looking at the PowerPoint anyways, but just wanted to address that. And yeah, welcome to session 6. Take some time to reflect. Look at how far you've come. How are you feeling? Uh, it's halfway for this specific program, but I mean, this is a journey. This is a lifestyle, right? Of self-improvement, of working towards becoming the best version of yourself. You're always the best version of yourself, always. You're so beautiful and perfect. And what we're doing is just enhancing that. And we're making you believe that. That's part of this, is making you believe of how great you are. Because so much of it comes from that like inner work of self-love, right? So, welcome. What's going well? How are you doing? I'm going to share my screen. I'm still getting used to this kind of stuff because I'm not super technologically smart, I guess. Okay. Embracing your inner rebellious child. So what is this? What does that mean? So sometimes we just want to be bad, and I call this the rebellious inner child syndrome. It's a way of rebelling against outside authority. So for me, I am super rebellious. I'm not as bad as I used to be, bad as I used to be. Um, but yeah, I still get that itch. Like I need to do something a little wild, and I'm all over the place with it. So um you may be too, or maybe maybe my bad is like way more crazy than your bad, and maybe my bad is like way like not as crazy as your bad, right? That's the fun part about just perspective and just how different we all are. So bad concept, breaking it down. B for break free from your from your routine. A, act naughty. D, do something fun or do some fun and crazy stuff. Sorry, I guess I should actually read the slides. I like to improvise. So like I said, I am like super rebellious. That's just the way that I am. Like growing up, I always had just sort of an edge to me. Like I just needed to do something a little bit wild. I never wanted to hurt other people. I never wanted to steal, but man, I just loved doing things that were super like just rebellious, right? So for me, I've noticed when life is going smooth, I get bored. Like everything's really good right now. Everything's going well. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like everything is just like, oh, we're just cruising along. And then also as my kids get older, I feel less needed. And that actually makes me feel pretty sad. And that's when I make decisions like, um, well, like I have 5 dogs, for example, it's and that's excessive. I realize that. I know saying that out loud, it's like, wow, and they're not even just small dogs, they're big dogs. I have 2 mastiffs, and it's like that sounds crazy, right? And it's kind of like it's these kinds of things that I do where I'm like, okay, I'm no longer as needed with the kids and stuff. So how can I create more chaos, more need? And it's all subconscious. I mean, these decisions happen very impulsively, and I'm working on recognizing the patterns in my behavior, and I'm doing a lot better. So I blame the dog thing is partially my boyfriend's fault as well, and my kids. So it's not just me. Talk about lack of accountability, right? But that's where I'm at. And then when life is going smooth, so things are really, really good with us right now. Like work is going well. I'm almost done with school, which I'm sure you guys have noticed that I've been a little extra busy because I'm trying to finish my degree. Um, but when it's all going smooth like that, I find myself doing things like I have an obsession with birds, and I would love to have just all the birds. Like I want birds all the time. And so I find myself like, okay, I go to the bird store and I'm looking at these birds and I'm daydreaming and I'm like, "Oh, do you want to come home with me?" And it's like, "No. No. I don't need a bird. I don't need to do that." But it's my way of like that's what I would do, right? To stir things up. And so instead of things like that, because maybe these stories don't resonate with you entirely, but maybe a little bit of it, like, maybe there's things that you do that you're like, oh, yeah, I actually do that. Like I, do stuff like that. And I didn't even realize that it was when, I was feeling bored or when I was feeling, sad or lonely or something. Like we go shopping, we're like, I don't have money to, go spend this money at Marshall's, but I'm gonna go because it makes me feel good, So it's just like, what are your tendencies towards trying to fill this void, right? And that's what we're going to talk about. So um it is natural that when we hear don't do that, we want to rebel. Okay. It's kind of like the big red button. Don't push the big red button, but you want to so bad. You're like, but there's a big red button. What happens if I push it? Oh my gosh, I want to. It's like my kids pulling the fire alarm at the hotel, like they saw the fire alarm switch. Well, what does this do? Um, so yeah, we do that. And they did do that. And it was actually kind of funny, but anyways. So for this, I have a Be Naughty menu, and this is um, this is to explore that urge. This is to sort of feed that need to be rebellious, right? So I have some fun suggestions here, like have sex outside. How fun is that? It's been a while since I've done something like that. Play hooky from everything: phone, work, email, making the bed. I mean, like, we're allowed to be like, you know what? I'm not cleaning the house today. You know what? Those dishes are staying in the sink, you know? Um, Draw a mustache on a poster. I think that's hilarious. This one, I'm like I can't, I don't like stealing. Well, I don't like stealing. I don't steal. And I don't like not paying my dues, right? But this one just feels like it's like just teetering on the edge where I could like it would be so fun, and my heart would be pounding the entire time if I did this. Go to the movies early and sneak into other theaters. I mean, I would just be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like that would be completely wild for me, but I'm tempted to do it because I think it'd be super fun and I would get a major thrill out of it, and that would feed my need for a little while. Wear a skirt with no panties, make up a personality and introduce yourself to a stranger. I think that's pretty funny too. Um I saw that. I think it's like a Friends episode. I think Phoebe does that. Um, maybe. I don't know. Okay, what do we have now? So we're kind of shifting gears, right? Because we're talking about stuff that like this is stuff that happens like maybe there's weeks or even months that go by, or maybe just days, but where we feel these tendencies, right? And our behavior is like, oh, I want to act out, I want to do something wild, I want to, you know, um, walk the line of what's, okay and not okay. Um, so this is referencing more something that happens day to day, right? Like this is in the moment of the day, something that we do. So addressing overeating. And I specifically mention overeating because I feel like this is such a common um shared experience. I mean, this is something that we all do. So take a deep breath and let it out. And there you are, about to go to the refrigerator or the cupboard for a snack. There's no judgment here. Okay. So picturing yourself like doing this behavior. Does this sound like something that you do? Does this make sense? And then we're going to fill in this statement. That's a grammar error. I apologize. That's annoying. So try filling in this statement. I feel blank because, or when blank, and then I want blank. So these are like addressing the emotional cravings, and that emotion is like that need for, something. We don't know what it is. It's just like being bad. It's just like needing to, go get a bird. It's like, what is it that's stirring this up inside of me, like it's just like, oh, the kids don't need me as much and stuff. So, how do I fill that void? How do I feel needed? Well, this is like, I feel, you know, I feel bored because I have nothing to do because I finished all my work and nobody's home because everybody's playing with their friends and I'm just sitting here and I want some chips. Period. Right? Like I feel sad because I just got in an argument with my boyfriend and now I want to go eat a pint of ice cream, like, or I feel happy because I just got like this huge news at work that I might be getting the promotion I've been waiting for. And I want to celebrate with a bottle of wine, right? Like, what is it? How are we linking these sort of cravings and stuff? And I mean, maybe we replace them, maybe we don't. But I think the point is the important thing in all of this is because, like, for me, I'm trying to change behavioral patterns that have been going on my entire life. I am 39 years old, and I've always filled my void of like emptiness or sadness or loneliness or just like feeling like I need it, like things are going so calm. I've always filled that void with something chaotic, always, without knowing it. And it took me maybe to when I was about 35 when I realized, oh, that's why I did that. I bought a cockatoo, a bird, um, a very loud and large. And like cockatoos, if you don't know them, they're like 3-year-olds with wings. And that's not even like they're like their mentality. I mean, they're highly intelligent, but they act like 3-year-olds with wings. And that's what I did. But then I realized, oh my gosh, I like literally life has been going so smooth and stuff that I created this. I caused I created this chaos out of the need to have some kind of excitement around me. Okay. So anyway, so it's recognizing that. It's recognizing that behavioral pattern. It's not to say like, oh, you're wrong, don't do that. But it is to address it and be like, oh, do I really want, is that what I want for myself and my family and stuff? Like, yay, I'm excited to celebrate. Like, yeah, this is awesome. Like I'm getting this promotion and stuff. But I mean, is it really gonna serve me to celebrate with a bottle of wine? Or is that just kind of like, going over just like the same sort of patterns that I'm used to? And for me, I'm not a big drinker. I used to be, and I decided to stop drinking because I didn't like the way it was serving me. So for me, yeah, like I think of like celebration and I'm like alcohol immediately. I mean, that's just the norm for me. But now that I am trying to change that behavioral pattern, I'm like, oh, but is that really how I want to celebrate? Like maybe there's something else. Maybe I want to go shopping. Maybe there's something else I can celebrate with, but it's just kind of being aware. It's like becoming more present and just more like, oh, I actually have control of the way that I want to handle this. Because a lot of the time we we just do it. We just act. So this is all about sort of reeling it in, taking notice, and then making the cognitive decision like, yeah, I do. I want to celebrate with a bottle of wine, rosé and oysters, bring it on. Or no, I am making the choice to not buy a bird today because I know that that's, Like, yeah, it would give me that instant gratification of having this sweet thing to love and hang out with and talk to and stuff. But I know that, my cupboards will get chewed up, the dogs will always be wanting to eat it. It could fly outside because I always leave the door open. Sorry, going a little too far. All right. So what is super fun about this stuff is we can create what is called a nourishment menu. Okay, so these are specifically fulfilling these are specifically fulfilling cravings for pleasure, relaxation, adventure, and sweetness in your life. All right. So, what are some things that we can do when we're like, oh, yay, I've got this going on, or oh man, I'm feeling sad, like what do I do? Well, this is just a suggestion, the list. Massage, yoga, dance. I mean, I'm a horrible dancer, but I know for me, like when nobody's home and stuff, and I turn on some music and everything, like I dance. I'm running around, I'm singing, like hopefully nobody hears me or sees me because they're gonna like be horrified. But I mean, I'm doing it and it feels good. Like it feels so good to move your body. Sensual pleasure, taking care of yourself. Shower, a green drink, flowers. I love plants, so I'm always buying myself some plants. Cleaning the house. How good does it feel to have a clean house? I mean, when you're just like, it smells nice in here, like I can walk around barefoot and not feel like I'm just walking all over dog hair. Um, I put warm clothes out of the dryer, but like I love clean sheet day. Hello. Like clean sheet day is my jam. Like it makes me feel so I could be in the worst mood and be like, it's clean sheet day and put those clean sheets on my bed and like get into bed and just be like, oh yeah, this hit the spot. Deep conversation. I mean, I live by this. Like I can't not have deep conversation. Like I can't. You guys know that. You know that we don't just chit chat. Like it always turns into something more, right? I know it's exhausting to talk to me sometimes because I, love that. But anyways, um, a facial. Facials are lovely. Makes you feel good. What else can you add to that? So create your own personal nourishment menu. All right. So this is going to be something where it's like you get to have this list and maybe post it on your refrigerator. Maybe post it somewhere that kind of interrupts that behavior that you want to bring awareness to, that you want to kind of shift. I love using food and activity because even though this isn't all about our bodies and the way we look, okay, it's not. But when we are taking care of our bodies and we're putting that focus on our bodies, and then we're thinking about how certain foods make us feel internally and how it all cycles into the psychology of it too. So, I mean, we have like this connection, mind, body, spirit, where when we're taking care of our bodies physically, we are noticing it mentally and we're growing spiritually. Like it's all like it's synchronistic, like it all intermingles, like it's all part of this in the growth in its entirety. We're not focusing on just one area, we're focusing on it all. And so when I say, put it on the refrigerator or even put it on your mirror, it's kind of interrupting those patterns of like, I'm going to the refrigerator just to see if anything's changed, if any, magical fairy has dropped off a delicious snack and stuff, and you see your nourishment menu. And you're like, oh, I identified going for a walk when I feel kind of bored. And that's what I'm feeling right now. Like I'm feeling bored. That's why I'm going to the refrigerator. And right here it says, hey, you said you'd like to go for a walk when you're bored, and I'm gonna do that. You know, I mean, it's like we do it for our kids, right? Like we're always giving them a list of things to do because you know they are bored and they want us to entertain them and stuff. And we're like, well, hey, like there's plenty, like you could clean your room, you could go play, build a fort out in the, you know, we have like this canyon down there and stuff. Go build a fort. Like just giving them all these suggestions and stuff. Let's do it for ourselves. Why not? You know? And then also identify what behaviors peak out when your inner rebellious child wants attention. Like start noticing that. Start seeing what kind of creeps up, you know? Like I know some of you like to go I know some of you like to go shopping. That's a big one where it's like, oh, you know what? I don't have anything, you know, I need dish soap. Yeah, I'm all out of dish soap. I guess I need to go to Target and then what? That's not a need. It's okay. Go do it. I love browsing around, looking at the colors and stuff and all the different things, but just noticing it, pay attention to it. That's all. That's all I'm asking. So I think that there's a page in your best self-mastery workbook where you can where it prompts you to take note of all this stuff. Maybe use that and see how it goes. I love this session. I think it's a lot of fun to just kind of explore those little nuances, you know, in our behavior. And it's just important to take notice to why we're acting the way we're acting, right? Why we're making the choices we're making. So I hope that you have fun with it. Enjoy the week. I look forward to meeting with you in our next Zoom session, and have a great one. Reach out if you need anything, please. Always reach out and take care. Much love to you.